But that discomfort you felt, that was not doubt. That was not weak faith. That was your divine spark recognizing archon frequency. You were reading the words of the demiurge, not the monad, and your core knew the difference even when your mind did not have the language for it. Only pneumatics can perceive this contradiction. The Hylics read the Old Testament and see nothing wrong. They see power and they worship it. Psychics feel uncomfortable but cannot articulate why. But you read those passages and something inside you recoils. Because you did not come from the demiurge, you came from the monad. And you recognize when you were being lied to about your origin. Now I am going to show you the exact evidence Jesus used. 5 proofs, written in the Bible itself, not hidden books. The book on your shelf right now. 5 proofs that expose the Old Testament God as Yaldabaoth, the chief archon. These are not interpretations, these are not metaphors. These are direct statements, admissions of guilt from the entity himself. Proof number 1. His name is jealous. Exodus chapter 34, verse 14. The text says, "For you shall worship no other God, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God." Read that again. Whose name is jealous. The entity does not just feel jealousy occasionally. Jealousy is his identity. His name is his core nature. And jealousy is not a divine attribute. It is a biological emotion rooted in fear, rooted in insecurity, rooted in scarcity consciousness. The monad has no scarcity. The monad is infinite. There is nothing to be jealous of because there is nothing separate from it. But the demiurge is jealous because he knows he is not the Most High. He knows there is something beyond him, the pleroma, and he is terrified that if humans discover the true light, they will stop worshiping him. So he demands exclusive devotion. He threatens punishment for even looking at another god. That is not confidence. That is desperation. Jesus saw it. He pointed to this passage and said, "That is not the Father speaking. That is the archon trying to maintain control of the farm." Proof number 2. He creates evil. Isaiah 45:7. Listen to the words of the entity. "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." The demiurge admits he creates evil. Not that evil exists as a consequence of free will, not that darkness is merely the absence of light. He explicitly says, "I create evil." The monad does not create evil. The monad is pure emanation, pure light, pure consciousness. It does not operate in duality. Good and evil are constructs of the material realm, the realm the demiurge created. And here he is confessing that he is the architect of both sides. He is the one maintaining the system of opposing forces. Light versus dark, good versus evil, God versus Satan. All of it designed to keep you trapped in conflict, in judgment, in the belief that you need to choose sides in a cosmic war. But Jesus taught, there is no war in the monad. There is only unity. The demiurge created the illusion of separation and then offered himself as the solution to the problem he created. That is the con. And he admitted it in your own scriptures. Proof number 3. He demands blood sacrifices. This one is woven throughout the entire Old Testament structure. Leviticus is essentially a manual for ritualized animal slaughter. Specific instructions on how to kill, how to cut, how to burn, which parts go to the priests, which parts get offered to God. And repeatedly the text says the smell of burning flesh is pleasing to the Lord. Pleasing. He enjoys it. He requires it for forgiveness, for favor, for covenant. Why? Because archons feed on death energy. They harvest the fear, the pain, the life force released when something dies violently. That is Lush. They have built entire systems, religious and political, to generate that energy on a mass scale. And the sacrificial system was one of the most efficient ever designed. Convince people that God requires blood, that death appeases him, and you have a continuous stream of death energy flowing directly to the archons maintaining the system. The monad does not need blood. The monad does not need anything. It is self-sustaining. It is infinite, but the demiurge needs energy from this realm to maintain his power here. And he set up religion as the harvesting mechanism. Jesus abolished sacrifice. He said, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice," because he knew the true Father never wanted it. That was always the demiurge's demand. Proof number 4. He punishes generations. Exodus chapter 20, verse 5, part of the 10 Commandments themselves. "For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me." Generational punishment. You sin, your children suffer. Your grandchildren suffer. Your great-grandchildren suffer. Not because they did anything wrong, but because you did. That is not justice. That is not love. That is a control mechanism. It is designed to create perpetual guilt, perpetual debt, perpetual fear that you are carrying punishment for crimes you did not commit. It keeps you tied to the system across life.